Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Woburn Public Media Center studios. Alongside Hadi Bilal, my name is Joey Matroni, and we're delighted to be bringing you double-dip action of Middlesex League High School basketball between the hometown Woburn Tanners and the Reading Rockets. Tonight we'll get it started with the boys' side of things. And Hadi, when we take a look at this Woburn team, their record currently stands at 1-12. But as of recently, they don't feel like a 1-12 team.
Yeah, I think in the last couple of games, they started to kind of form as a team and start playing as a collective unit. As I said in the other broadcast before, Reading's going to be it's going to be a tough showdown with Reading, considering they're 10-3, 24th ranked in the division. But if Woburn can continue building off what they had last game against Melrose, then I think they can make this one a competition.
Coach David White also has seemed to sort of find a possible starting lineup. He's the past two matchups, he's gone with three freshmen in Ethan Samuel, Chris Chiodo, and then the other two veterans, we'll say, are Jacoby Altman and Thomas O'Brien. And I think also a struggle that the Tanners faced in that last game against Melrose was they were able to get it back to a tie at 43. But then it became down the stretch, they went to more of an isolation style of offense, and that's where it started to go downhill. So now we'll send it down to courtside for the rest of your starting lineups and the national anthem.
Number 25, freshman Ethan Samuel. Number 22, sophomore Jamari Francois. Number 21, junior Jacoby Altman. And number 13, junior Thomas O'Brien. Would everyone now please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Joey Matroni and Hadi Bilal back with you as we are just about set and ready to go for the start of tonight's action. As we take a look at the starting lineup, first for the visiting Reading Rockets, they will go with 4 guards and 1 forward/center. That forward being Captain Hayes Littlefield, and the 4 guards go as follows in Shea Donahue, Jack Murphy, James Atkins, and Jake Palm. And for Woburn, we've got one change compared to the last week of games. Jamari Francois will check in for Matt Olson, who is the third freshman in that new starting lineup. Jamari really showed his impact defensively towards the end of that stretch of the game. Hadi, and you saw it up close and personal last week.
Yeah, no, for sure. Jamari, especially paired with the other freshmen on the team. Of course, Coach White is kind of experimenting around with his lineups, but if he finds that one lineup that really hits and he continues to go with it, then I think they're in for a great rest of the season and hopefully looking beyond for the next season.
We are underway as O'Brien wins the tip and Samuel saves it back to Altman, who will start it off, gets a handoff back to Ethan Samuel. Here's the aforementioned Jamari Francois, who works a dribble handoff with Chiodo. Chiodo looking for an avenue with the basketball. Gets it to Samuel, who goes back to Altman. Nice early ball movement here by the Tanners. Altman in the post, cutting Samuel. His foot was on the line, and the Rockets force a turnover on the opening possession.
I mean, that was pretty good ball movement there. I couldn't really see his foot got out of bounds, but what I see so far is not that bad.
Rockets will get it started. Going the other way along the elbow, back out to number 3, James Atkins, who steps back. The jumper is good.
Yeah, Reading with their 10-3 record, there's going to be no mistakes there when they have those playmakers who just pull up those jump shots at any time and when needed.
Altman goes back to near the Bull logo, now drives in and gets his shot rejected out to O'Brien, back to Chiodo, almost loses it, goes back to O'Brien, who's looking to establish post position. Instead goes out to Jacoby on the top of the key. Altman out to Samuel, who nails the shot from distance.
It was back-to-back possession to start off the game with amazing ball movement, finding the open guy, and got a shot off in the second possession, ultimately led to a 3.
Rather count that 3 for Jamari Francois as the floater's no good. Offensive rebound out to Donahue, looking to answer. Does not. Rebound Altman. Tanner's up 3-2 here early after the Francois triple. Out to Chiodo. Swung for O'Brien, who drives in. Can't finish at the rim. And it'll be Atkins, who looks to go inside. Rejected is Donahue underneath the basket.
Great play from Jacoby Altman there, trying to rush there, make a play, and ultimately get the ball back for his team.
Altman finds O'Brien once again. Swings it back to Jacoby. Now they work a screen and roll into the corner for Chris Chiodo. Back to O'Brien in the post. Outside pass is stolen quickly by Atkins, but instead Francois gets it back into the corner. Samuel drives. Hard contact, no call. And Jack Murphy, outlet pass to Jake Palm. Layup no good. Out of bounds. Woburn ball.
Yeah, overall, I think this is the first stoppage of play. I think we had 2 great possessions back-to-back. The first one obviously was an unforced turnover, but overall I'm seeing great ball movement, great discipline from these Woburn Tanners, and also some great aggressiveness on defense, especially from Jacoby Altman. I think these next 5 minutes can determine a lot about how the rest of the half is going to go.
Samuel finds Chiodo, who then goes back to Altman, who's been more consistently running the point as of recently. Francois cuts after giving it up to O'Brien. Altman now fakes the 3, goes into the corner for Chiodo. Nice move by O'Brien in the post for 2.
That was a great pass, great read, and having leverage on the inside. There was nothing between him and the basket, and he just took the easy layup there.
Nice defense there by Francois, already making another impact similar to last game against Melrose, and the Tanners get an extra possession.
Yeah, I feel like the Woburn, the energy is starting to they're starting to feel something right here. Even just a few minutes into the game, I think they came in here ready to play, and they understood what they were capable of last game, and here they are ready to fight.
Altman thought about the 3, instead backs it out, guarded by Atkins. O'Brien working it at the top of the key, tries to hoist it. Rattles around, no good. Francois couldn't find the rebound. Instead it goes out to Atkins. Atkins steps back again, now looks to drive on Francois. Into the corner, open 3 is short. Loose ball taken in by Littlefield for 2.
Ready to basket number 23, Littlefield.
Outlet pass to Chiodo, who goes into the corner. Altman has it back now. Francois. He's shown some nice speed with the ball. Instead, he goes inside to O'Brien, who works his way into the post for another two.
We have Thomas O'Brien and Chris Chiodo dominating in the paint already, creating a great energy shift early in the game.
Out to Palm on the elbow. Swung for Murphy. Atkins now on that same elbow. Looking for somewhere to go with the basketball into the corner. Samuel closes down on defense. Nice move by Murphy with a spin. Out to the wide open Donahue, who nails the three to tie the ball game with 3:21 to go, 7-7.
I think that was back-to-back offensive possessions for Reading, finding the open guy in the corner or on the edge of the three-point line, and all the defense getting tracked to the one player, ultimately resulting in a Reading three.
Samuel, extra pass by Altman to Francois. Long on the triple, rebounded by Atkins, who's looking to run the break. Littlefield drives in, gets fouled, shot doesn't go, but he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, Reading kind of getting slow to start up this game, but they're starting to heat up now, and Woburn's defense is going to have to be on high alert for these next few possessions to keep a lead or extend it.
Littlefield will shoot two. First one, no good. Nick DeFelice checks in, taking out Jacoby Altman. Littlefield goes 1 of 2 from the line to give Reading another lead at 8-7. Samuel struggling to get the inbound pass, and it's a 5-second violation.
Yeah, those unforced errors, unforced turnovers, just too many of them can ultimately just start a downhill spiral and just lead you the wrong way.
Beautiful cut by Donahue, leading to an easy two. DeFelice struggling with the press. Atkins got into the passing lane to knock it away, but Woburn will retain possession as we'll head to a timeout with your score 10-7 with 2:53 to go here on WPMC.
Yeah, Woburn had a really great start, really giving Reading a run for its money, but ultimately Reading's kind of feeling that a little bit and starting off a little slow, but starting to get into this game, breaking themselves in, and forced a few turnovers, starting to press a lot on defense and the transitions, and ultimately getting the lead now, 10-7, early in the first or late in the first quarter.
It'll be interesting to see how DeFelice performs tonight. He's been recently the point guard, coming off the bench, but one of his bigger struggles has been that press, which has been an ultimate Achilles heel at points in the season for the Tanners, and I'm sure teams are beginning to know that as the season goes on.
Yeah, I think Coach White, I think he definitely saw DeFelice last game. He got out of the press in some really sticky situations, making something out of nothing a few times last game, but to do that consistently is pretty hard, but pretty sure he has faith in his players and understanding a lot of teams are going to be pressing him from now on. We're going to have to see how they're going to react to that, especially against a team like Reading.
Samuel still trying to get the ball in, goes to O'Brien. On the elbow, a nice cut by DeFelice. Out to the corner, Chiodo reverses court, but it's stolen by Atkins, who lost control, gets it out to the corner. Donahue. And now it goes back to Murphy. Back out to Murphy again. At the top of the key, resets, guarded by Samuel. A nice drive. Layup does not go. And Francois pushes it ahead, but we have a whistle. That'll be a Reading foul going on number 14, Jake Palm.
The last few offensive possessions really haven't been that clean so far. They're going to hope to do something and make a play on this one. Otherwise, just the spiral could just keep going downhill. But
Mikey Sullivan checks into the game for the Tanners as DeFelice uses the screen from O'Brien. Out to Mikey now. who shoots from the mid-range. No good. O'Brien fighting for the rebound. Couldn't get it. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 10-7, still your score. Murphy on the drive, gets fouled by Samuel.
And I know we're sort of approaching the end of only the first quarter here, but when you're playing a team like Reading, you're just going to have to be on par with them almost every step of the game, every phase of the game, because once one thing starts going down and you have those errors and mental errors and turnovers, and things can just get way out of hand. So they need to fix that as soon as they can.
Donahue gets fouled on a three-point shot, and he'll have 3 free throws going to the line. That was an interesting setup on that play. The inbound pass went all the way out near the three-point line to nobody, but it was number 4, Will Moore, who tracked it down and reset the play. Donahue with a chance to double the lead at the line if he's able to knock down all 3. The first one, however, no good. Donahue rattles home the second of 2. He's got 6 of the 11 Reading Rocket points early in the first half, but late in the first quarter, as Sullivan inbounds after the second make. Number 12, Cooper Dean checking in for Reading, and on that last whistle, Ethan Samuel was checked out by Gio Desir.
Here's that Reading press again.
Sullivan going way ahead to O'Brien. Desir outside. Back to DeFelice. Gio swings it for Thomas O'Brien. O'Brien drives in out to Desir, but he traveled with the basketball in the corner, and it's another Woburn turnover in the first quarter. Make that their 5th.
They had something going there, but unfortunately those errors I was just mentioning from Gio. He's a great player, but just cannot be having those against his team.
Atkins drives in through contact from Francois. No good. Rebound outside. Monterio. The 3 is good by Donahue on the elbow. Monterio with a big rebound and resets the play.
Reading starting to find their groove, making those big shots. Several 3s in this quarter.
Altman checks back in for the Tanners. Sullivan. Good defense there by the Rockets to force another turnover. It's Dean who drives, now goes outside. Altman with some nice defense to poke it away, and Francois comes away with it and is fouled on the break.
Reading foul number 3, Atkins, his first foul.
Number 3, James Atkins will pick up the foul. That's his first, as Sullivan will inbound back to Jacoby Altman. Going one-on-one with Atkins, under a minute to go here in this first quarter. 15-8, Hadi, as you said. The Reading Rockets beginning to find their groove here late. Francois looking, goes back to Altman. Altman on the drive, guarded by Donahue, puts it up, and it's good.
A great shot from Jacoby from the elbow, creating the shot, creating the space, and ultimately sinking it.
15 seconds, some press by Francois. Hook pass from Atkins outside Donahue. No good, rebounded by the Tanners. Not a lot of time to work with, going down the court and out of bounds. Stop the clock with 2.7 on the clock. Joe Doty will inbound the basketball from just beyond half court. Hand off to O'Brien, rather Altman, who could not get a shot off as it was ripped away by number 14, rather number 2 Jack Murphy ripped it away. But either way, through the first 8 minutes, your score 15-9 in favor of the Reading Rockets.
I think this is quite a quarter. You could say it's like a tale of two halves in one quarter. Woburn jumping out early and making their case to be on par with Reading, but Reading ultimately finding their groove, like I said earlier, and starting to take advantage of all those mental errors on Woburn and turnovers, and ultimately taking the lead later in the quarter and have a 15-9 lead at the end.
As you take a look at the first quarter scoring, your leaders, Donahue with an early double-digit point total at 10, and compared to only 4 from the leader, Thomas O'Brien. So some more spread of the offense from the Tanners, but Donahue's shooting has been on point here early.
Yeah, I mean, including with his shooting and Reading just finding the open guys beyond the arc multiple times. I think they attracted the defense towards the paint several times and ultimately finding a guy just waiting there on the edge, ready to take a wide open shot, and they've been hitting on those several times, and Woburn just going to need to find a way to not be attracted to one ball handler on the court at one time when there's obviously 5 players to take account of. I think Coach White would probably be thinking about that now, how that his defense got exploited in that way, but Reading doing a good job with the ball distribution and kind of deception and giving the ball to the open guy, and great opportunities to make several great threes this first quarter.
Someone for the Tanners we haven't seen yet this game is Matt Olson, who's been one of their better shooters as of recently. As it'll be number 4, Will Moore, to end on the ball to start the second quarter. And it looks like Sullivan will match up with him. Atkins, the only one before half court on the floor, and they will go to James Atkins. Tough defense by Francois, looking inside. Moore on the drive, his layup is good.
You're going to need to start getting something going on offense as soon as possible, because then, like I said in the first quarter, things can get out of hand very quickly.
Nice passing sequence there by the Tanners to get it to Altman on the elbow, but he finds a double team and is bumped on his way to the basket. Early second quarter foul going against the Rockets. Monterio will pick up his first foul. Altman looking for somewhere to go, gets it to Chiodo, back to Doughty. Doughty on the drive, lost the ball, gets it back out to Altman, who thought about the 3. Instead fakes it, goes back out to Francois. O'Brien also thought about the 3, instead drives in and finishes through contact.
Thomas O'Brien being very dominant in the paint early on. If he can get the lanes open up for him quickly, then we can see great things from him.
Murphy 3 is off the mark, but that was set up by James Atkins, knifing through the defense, finding the open man in the corner, and an extra pass right to a wide open Murphy. Once again, proving your point in the strength of the Reading Rockets to find the open man, Huddy.
Yeah, for sure. I think Woburn's definitely seen that. The coaching staff's definitely seen that. Adjustments have definitely been made, and we're going to see if that comes into fruition here.
Loose ball, a scramble on the floor for it. Jump ball. Possession favors the Rockets, or rather the Tanners will take possession. Ball goes in. Altman, dribble handoff to Olson, who's into the game for the first time. Francois, handoff with Chiodo. Nice movement again. Altman tries the 3. Short off the rim, no good. Nice offensive rebound, Francois. Backs it out, drives right back in. Too strong. Ball loose on the ground. Olson fighting for it. But the Rockets come away with it, and it's Murphy who will bring it up the floor. Atkins now. Drives in, now backs it out, guarded by Francois. Inside. Littlefield using his size to his advantage to get the angle for 2.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more of that in that game. Littlefield with this great frame, cementing himself in the paint and getting that easy layup.
Olsen gets right to the basket and scores for 2. Murphy now with a chance to drive, gets it tapped away by Altman, and Olsen comes away with the steal. But a steal right back by Atkins, who fights through contact, but a whistle.
Checking in for Woburn, number 4, Samuel Garrier.
Sam Garrier getting some early minutes in this ball game. A possible answer to the size of Littlefield inside. Maybe David White thinks Garrier's the best matchup. Chiodo out to O'Brien. Inside for Garrier right away. Out of bounds. And a Woburn turnover.
Yeah, I know those turnovers just can pile on and just really snatch the energy out when you have something probably good going on offense, and that just takes it away instantly.
Rockets working it on offense here. Whistle inside.
Woburn foul number 13, O'Brien. His first foul.
Foul goes on number 13, Thomas O'Brien. And the Rockets will have the underneath the basket inbound. Littlefield drives in and finishes. Full plus the foul.
Even with the substitutions and Littlefield making his case as being the most dominant man in the paint tonight, getting the and one here.
Foul is on number 13, O'Brien.
O'Brien picks up a second quick foul.
Checking in for Woburn, number 15, DeFelice.
David White makes another change as DeFelice checks in. They'll go right to Nick on one end. Driving in, out to the corner for Garrier. All the way back out to Altman. Altman on the mid-range. DeFelice open for 3. Rattles out. Garrier gets a steal on the other end and gets 2.
There we go, Gary. Now he's getting some early minutes for the first time in quite a while and making the best of his case and ultimately making a great play here.
Dean drives in, shut down by Sullivan. Murphy guarded by Garrier. Whistle inside. Foul on the floor.
Woburn foul number 3, Sullivan.
Sullivan picks up the foul.
Checking in for Reading, number 14, Hunt.
You'll see his father's crew and the girls' team later on in action tonight at 7 o'clock, taking on the 8-3 Reading Rockets. Palm goes outside to Donahue. Donahue on the drive, guarded by Chiodo into the corner for Dean. Back out to Murphy. Sullivan on the defense. Nice move by Murphy for 2 with a kiss off the glass.
Oh, great play there. I'm not sure what happened with Sullivan there. He kind of just turned right around, letting the offensive player make the easy layup.
Almost overran the defense there, letting Donahue, or Murphy rather, stop on a dime and get 2.
Oh, yeah. So we are seeing these adjustments happening on defense in real time, but Reading just still making the most out of what they have and getting the ball to the playmakers, using fast moves on the inside, and ultimately getting a lot of layups, especially with their main guy in the paint, Hayes Littlefield. Coach White's definitely probably going to make adjustments for him now, and ultimately Reading's just got to keep playing the way they're playing so far to maintain their lead. The lead's been extended to 9, and Woburn we've seen so far just ever since that sort of mark midway through the first quarter, just like kind of let off the gas pedal. They started off with great energy and all of a sudden just kind of dissipated.
Your score as it stands currently 24-15 in favor of the Rockets. You mentioned some defensive changes, Hadia, earlier. Something the Tanners haven't been able to find an answer for is number 23, Hayes Littlefield.
Yeah, no, his huge frame making quite the case in the paint. You just pass it up to him, he'll probably reach up for it and make those layups, but ultimately they'll have to account for him in several forms tonight.
Guerrier, cross court for Altman. 3 no good, goes right out to DeFelice. And he drives in, scoop layup off the mark. Guerrier a little early on the rebound. And Palm gets an easy 2 on the other end. Ball batted away by Palm, out of bounds on the cross-court pass by Altman.
Yeah, some great readiness on the Reading defense there. Immediately after scoring their points, getting right on defense, right on the press, and ultimately forcing Woburn to do another inbound here.
Francois will take out Sullivan. Altman now gets it to Chiodo. Chiodo across half court to Guerrier, who makes a nice pass into the corner. Francois gets in on the 3, no good. Atkins with some speed. Out ahead, back. Donahue thought about the 3, instead extra pass inside. Murphy gets rejected. Altman spins away from the defense. A whistle floats one up for fun. Atkins picks up the foul. That's his second. Dylan Sigsbury checking into the game for the first time tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he also matches up with Littlefield. Once again, David White trying to find the answer for that size inside.
Yeah, for sure. And don't forget about Dylan Sigsbury's great shooting skills. He can try to give another impact on the court for them.
DeFelice with a jab on the elbow. Scoop pass. Sigsbury right on cue. No good. Murphy on the elbow, wide open. No good. Rebound DeFelice. Looked like Murphy may have been surprised to be that wide open and put too much mustard on that shot. Altman goes to Chiodo inside Francois. Nice pass. Dylan Sigsbury can't finish with the left.
That was a great lane created there from the offense, but ultimately not being able to finish there.
Atkins knifes through the defense for 2. Here comes the press again. A nice acrobatic save by Atkins right to Palm, who dives to the floor. Chiodo can't come up with it, and it leads to a wide open Donahue for a reverse layup.
Wow, what an athletic play from Atkins there, just diving right out of bounds, not putting his body on the line to keep the ball alive and ultimately score.
Open lane, Francois misses the wide open layup at the rim. Tanner's getting a little bit sloppy on both sides here in the past 2 minutes or so, and it has allowed the Reading Rockets to get out to a 15-point lead. Almost knocking down that 3. The knifing cut there is off the mark, no good. Atkins gets it back and finishes for 2, and David White needs a timeout here. The Reading Rockets have captured all the momentum.
Yeah, Reading just putting themselves in another gear in this last couple of minutes. Just Woburn with so many just unforced turnovers, just mental mistakes, forcing shots, I believe, in some cases. Just, I don't think that Woburn's really prepared for some offense like that usually, but overall, Woburn needs to get on their offense and just fix those turnovers as soon as possible. I mean, this 15-point lead, I mean, now 17 points, just not ideal.
Those defensive struggles led to a 9-0 run in that last stretch of gameplay with 1:32 to go. As you said, Hadi, the Tanners need to put a dent into this deficit heading into the second half.
Yeah, I think it's just some switched in late in that first quarter. Like I said earlier on in this quarter, how that kind of shift happened and Reading just started to get in their groove, and now they're just playing fast, playing physical, putting their playmakers in the paint. exploiting the Woburn miscues, and just that's reflected in the score right now with that 17-point lead.
DeFelice finds an open Altman, drives in, wide open Sixbury in the corner. 3 no good. Donahue, guarded by Altman, reverses it for Murphy. Into the corner, Atkins. Back to Murphy, guarded by Chiodo. Inside, nice pass. Littlefield scores another 2.
Another Littlefield in right down in the paint, creating the lane for himself. Nothing between him and the basket, getting that layup.
DeFelice drives right through everybody. Can't finish. Donahue the other way. Misses everything but a whistle.
A lot of missed layups from the Woburn side this last entire quarter, and a lot of open shots, but they're not capitalizing on that close to the rim. That's severely affecting them in terms of this point differential.
Almost a complete change here by David White with Covino, Guerrier, Desir, and Doughty. Staying on was Chiodo, who just picked up the foul, as the shot is good. Covino can't get back on defense, and a nice layup there as the turnover turns into another 2 and another whistle.
Another one of those, just another classic turnover right out the gates after the inbound, and Reading just jumping right on that, pouncing on that, and getting that layup like we've seen several times now already.
Set it up right to Dean inside, who finishes for 2. Samuel will shut down. Another near turnover as it goes off the hands of Littlefield and out of bounds. Tanners will have another chance with 24.3 seconds to go left in this first half. The Rockets have extended this lead all the way out to 25 points.
It kind of feels like Woburn just put on concrete blocks on their feet now. Just they feel super slow. Watch them from here, and Reading just completely taking advantage of that, playing super fast, and including all those miscues from the Woburn on defense and offense, just pouncing on all those and creating a wide deficit in this first half.
Murphy drives in. Pass goes into the corner. Back out to Murphy now. Top of the key. 8 seconds on the clock. Corner 3. Donahue rattles out. Littlefield gets it back. Another chance. Floated up by Donahue. No good. But either way, the Rockets have ballooned this lead all the way out to 25 points at 40-15 as we head into the second half. We'll take a quick break and be back for some second half thoughts and stats right here on WPMC.
Yeah. Dad, schedule busy. My head in the hood, my shorty is busy. My cousin is close, my cousin like Boogie. Life is amazing, it is what it should be. Been who can, but I feel like I'm rookie. I tell her to chuck, song and took it. Book for 3 years, man, you can't even book me. It's me and Lil Baby, the shit going crazy. Weezy produced it, and Weezy had made me. And she held it down, got on the stage. Your money brothers, the army, the navy. They ran me some out, and I threw it like gravy. 400 dollars, like Tristan and Katie. I trusted my niggas, they never betray me. Met all these niggas, they sweeter than Sadie. When I started out, I just took what they gave me. Did all the favors, they never repaid me. They worked in my favor, but nobody paid me. Working on the weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Caught me slipping once, okay, so what? Someone used a block up, I tell you it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, too flush. Say my thing's a number, but I keep waking up. Know you see my text, baby, please say something.
Back inside the Woburn Public Media Center studios with your score 40-15. The Reading Rockets have ballooned this lead all the way out to 25 points as we head into the second half of action. As we take a look at some first half stats rather. The standout guys for Reading are Hayes Littlefield and Shea Donahue, both with 12 points, but Littlefield also with those 7 rebounds is just having his way no matter what he wants to do in the post.
Yeah, no, for sure. Reading obviously playing very fast. Woburn just unfortunately getting a lot of turnovers early on, and Reading's kind of pouncing on those mistakes and setting up a lot of those easy shots, and just they feel tied up. That's what they feel like, and Reading's just taking advantage of all those opportunities.
The differences in speed are very noticeable as the Reading Rockets outscored the Tanners 25-6 in that second quarter alone, which is how the lead got to this point. And your leading scorer for the Tanners is O'Brien with only 6 points, and then Francois with 3, 2, and 3, 2 rebounds and 3 assists. But again, those turnovers, which have been an Achilles heel all year long, at double digits in the first half at 16, in comparison to only 4 for the Rockets. So we'll see what changes David White has to make in the second half in order to possibly make a run at a 25-point comeback.
Yeah, and I think one more thing about that first half is how it was very observable how they were playing very well, playing fast early on, those first couple of minutes, and then all of a sudden just it seemed like they all added some concrete to their feet. But one thing that was pretty drastic and changed was that early on they were distributing the ball well, they were passing the ball around, and overall making the great shots, but just over time they started just on the offensive side of the ball, just dribbling a lot more, just a lot of just kind of moving around and just just more dribbling, and just that does not help them in any way right now.
Murphy inbounds is deflected by Francois, but Atkins gets it back, who's shown his speed off all night long. Dives to the basket for 2.
There's Atkins again displaying his athletic self. There's another turnover, and another easy score from just an unforced turnover, another one of those.
Pass goes out to Samuel with some room to operate into the corner. O'Brien driving in, lowers the shoulder. Can't finish for 2. Offensive rebound, shot short by Chiodo. And thrown out of bounds by the Rockets, and the Tanners force a turnover of their own.
Kind of felt like there was a little adjustment made at halftime. I think it just feels like the same team coming out here again.
Altman thought about the 3, instead drives in, goes out to an open O'Brien. Samuel on the drive this time. Gets fouled by Littlefield.
Running foul number 23, Littlefield, his first foul.
That's Littlefield's first foul. Samuel will go to the line to take a little bit out of the lead, hopefully, as the first one's too strong and off the mark. Samuel goes 1 of 2 from the line. 16 points as the ball is deflected by Chiodo and thrown off of Murphy. An athletic play there by Ethan Samuel to steal a possession.
There you go. I feel like I haven't seen Ethan Samuel as much in this game, but immediately making an impact once I see him on the floor, and just gotta keep building off of that. Start chipping away now. Has to start right now.
Samuel tries to get a 3 on the other end and does.
Just as I said, Samuel making plays when he's on the court and sort of building against that deficit starting now, and the defense has to complement that right now.
Atkins open on the elbow and goes back to Littlefield, but he goes too high and it's out of bounds. Another Reading turnover.
And they will take that, and that's something they can use just to keep on building.
Tanner's looking to trim the lead even more. Altman goes to O'Brien, who goes back to Jacoby. The drive, left-handed layup, no good. Murphy takes it the other way. Outlet pass, leading to an easy 2. It's Littlefield again. Ball goes out of bounds. Tanners will keep possession. Into the corner now, Samuel, or rather, Francois. Now it goes out to O'Brien for 3, no good. Francois jumping in for that rebound, can't get it. Attempts the press on the other end, the ball deflected out of bounds by O'Brien, and Reading will keep it. Ball on the elbow inside Littlefield, got it for 2.
It was the same Littlefield we saw in the first half, just kind of giving the ball from above his head over there in the paint, and he'll just do the rest of the work, finding the open basket underneath the rim, getting the easy layups, and that just continues in the second half.
Ball goes out of bounds. Altman was the nearest Tanner, lucky to keep possession there. Altman now with a chance to drive. Chiodo outside for 3. Too long, rebounded by Atkins. Using his speed, leading to a layup, but it's a miss, but it's cleaned up there by Donahue for 2.
Yeah, just great dynamic, great chemistry from that team, and Reading another unforced error there.
Atkins goes outside. Murphy open for 3, steps back. No good. Offensive board. Atkins gets fouled by O'Brien. 50-19, your score. The Rockets have simply just taken over this game.
It's like there's a Reading player on the ball at all times, even when they're on the defensive end, they found a way to be quick, be fast, and just pounce on every mistake Woburn makes and creating an advantage on every single time they have the ball.
Littlefield goes inside. Donahue can't finish. Altman will look to break it out. Ethan Samuel now towards the free throw line, or rather 3-point line. Now drives in. Corner Chiodo, extra pass. Altman for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Altman fighting for the rebound, out of bounds. Reading will keep possession. And Hottie head coach Paul Morrissey for Reading has to be happy with everything he's seeing after those changes and after the momentum shifted in the first quarter, like you were saying.
Yeah, 100%. I think you see O's playmakers playing their roles, playing the right way, and overall, just the dynamic between all of them has been pretty spectacular. Few missed layups here and there, but just a lot of pickups off of that, offensively, rebounds, and Littleton, obviously with a missed shot there, but otherwise he's been quite dominant in the paint all game, and Atkins being athletic as he is all game, and he's definitely probably very happy with how they're playing here.
Samuel angling to the basket on that last one for 2. Tanners get to 21 as Atkins drives in and gets fouled going to the basket. He'll go to the line for 2.
Woburn foul number 21, Altman, his first foul.
Altman picks up the foul. That's only his first. 50-21 your score with 4:23 remaining in this third quarter. Atkins rattles home the first free throw.
Woburn number 3, Sullivan.
And Mikey Sullivan checks back in here for the Tanners. Atkins misses everything on that last free throw. Will not make a huge difference in this one as the deficit is still 30 for the Tanners. O'Brien finds Chiodo in the corner. High bounce on the missed 3, offensive board. O'Brien finishes plus the foul.
There you go. That's the Thomas O'Brien we were seeing early in the first quarter of this game, making his case in the paint and ultimately forcing the foul.
Woburn basket is good for O'Brien. Ready foul on number 23, Littlefield.
Littlefield will pick up the foul. As O'Brien completes the 3-point play, continues to be that leading scorer for the Tanners as Murphy drives in, gets a screen from Littlefield. Littlefield dives right to the basket, goes back outside. Donahue for 3, no good. Atkins trying to fly for the rebound, taken in by Samuel. Outside to Altman, going back to Chiodo with the drive. Out to Samuel for 3, no good. O'Brien tried to save it but could not. It's going to be Reading ball going the other way.
Yeah, a few athletic plays there, and Atkins just doing his usual self all game. We saw there flying up there trying to get the rebound, but wasn't successful in that one, but he's been successful many other times tonight.
Murphy now driving in, able to finish for 2.
Running basket number 2, Murphy.
Loose ball taken away on a drive. Finish is no good. Rebounded by the Rockets for another extra possession. Back outside. Atkins for 3. No good. Rebounded by Altman. Altman pulls up from the elbow. Nearly gets the roll, but it rattles out. And Murphy going back the other way. Backs it out, thought about the step back 3, instead drives in through contact, layup no good. He's out of the play for the moment. He gets back and Atkins steals it away. He's got Murphy running right with him. Atkins lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, I know those unforced errors or those errors just keep popping up for this Woburn Tanners team. It's like nothing can get going here from what we've seen so far, especially on the transition point from going onto the other side of the court on offense. But Reading, on the other hand, playing extremely fast, all gas, no brakes, and just taking advantage.
O'Brien now at the top of the key, driving in one-on-one against Monterio and finishes for 2.
Woburn basket number 13, O'Brien.
Ball goes out to Moore, who finds Monterio, who gets his angle to the basket for 2.
Even 3 guys surrounding him right next to him. 3 guys right next to him, and he still makes the basket right underneath the rim.
Chiono, corner Altman for 3, got it.
A standard 3 for number 21, Jacoby Altman.
Atkins working it on the elbow, goes inside for Monterio, nice pass inside for Donahue. Floater is pure.
Another good play, another great movement of the ball from the Reading offense there, and great play at the end to get those 2 points.
Cooper Dean
Another
gets
error.
the turnover. Now driving in through the defense, splits his 2 teammates and goes out of bounds for the turnover.
Checking in for Reading, number 15, Shoot. Checking in for Woburn, number 0, Dowdy.
Number 15 will shoot. Checking into the game for Reading along with Joe Doughty for Woburn. Doughty finds O'Brien, thought about the 3. Manganel goes out to Desir. Inside back to O'Brien. Can't get through a double team. Chiodo open for 3. Got it again!
A standard 3 for Chris Chiodo.
Back-to-back 3s on the last 2 scoring possessions for the Tanners. Dean tries to answer. Can't do so. Rebounded by Shoot. Back out to Dean instead, now driving in. Ball deflected off the hands of Shoot. Doughty tried to tap it towards himself. Can't do so, and the Reading Rockets will have possession.
Jacoby.
Shoot drives in now. The 3 in the corner is strong and off the mark. Samuel with 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Gets a shot off at the last moment, can't rattle it home. But as we are through 3 quarters, your score from Carl J. Torres Gymnasium, 57-32. The Reading Rockets still very much in control.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think they've been playing, like I said earlier, all gas, no brakes. It's like they never even slowed down once. The lead still stands at 25 points, and overall just a fantastic showing from the Reading Rockets here. I think they're going to move into this 4th quarter just to finish their jobs, and I bet Coach Morrissey is definitely happy with this team right now, how they're playing, the dynamic between the players and the chemistry, and overall just you should be satisfied with this team today.
Indeed. Now, you look at the 24th ranking in Division II. That tells you a little bit about strength of schedule. But either way, this Reading team has shown up and taken care of their business as they have most of the season, as the 10-3 record shows.
Yeah, I know you can make the case of how Woburn's not reflective of their 1-11 record or 1-12 record now, but you can also make the case for Reading's making their record not as well, their 10-3 record not really showing who they really are, but I think they are showing the type of team they can be tonight, and overall they're going to continue build off of this and hopefully finish the regular season, and they're probably going to make a run in the playoffs come postseason time. So I bet Coach Morris is definitely excited for that.
As we take a look at your scoring leaders through 3 quarters, Thomas O'Brien with 11 and Ethan Samuel with 6. And for the Rockets, it's Shea Donahue with 16, your leader, and Littlefield also racking up a double-double with 14 points and 10 rebounds as the shot is off the mark by the Tanners. Shoot going the other way. Reverse. Out of bounds it goes. 7:37 on the clock through the first 2 possessions of the 4th quarter. Doughty on the drive now, backing it into the defender. Desir finds O'Brien. O'Brien going one-on-one, goes outside to Samuel, who backs it away. Drives in, left-handed layup, no good. Chiodo in the right place to get the offensive board. Desir looking for Doughty. Was the ball deflected? It looks like the Tanners will keep possession.
Here's him, Sam Gearier back in the game now.
Checking in for Woburn, number 4, Gary.
Ethan Samuel finds Guerrier at the top of the key. Gets it back to Samuel as they switch positions. Bounce pass to Chiodo. Driving in along the baseline. Backs it out in the corner. Ball's taken away by Shoot. Going the other way. And nice pass inside. Deflected by Guerrier and out of bounds. Reading will retain possession. Out onto the elbow. Whistling an offensive foul, and the Tanners will take back possession. Still down 25 late in this ball game.
Ready foul number 5, Ontario.
Montario picks up the foul. Doughty on the drive now, goes outside to Samuel, who finds Guerrier. Or rather, that was Francois, and now it's to Samuel. Drive inside. Back out to Francois again, showing his speed off. Desir pulls the 3. Too strong. Guerrier had the rebound and then dribbled it off his foot. Into a turnover. Ball goes out to a number 11, Andrew Jigvani, who takes the 3 off the mark. Jiknovi now. Now it gets back to number 4, Will Moore, whose floater is straight through the net.
Yeah, Reading continuing to play fast and great ball distribution and creating the open target. As Gio takes a 3, no good.
Rebounded by Moore. And Jiknovi distributing the basketball, goes inside to Montario, and Guerrier gets it away, and Desir moving the ball up to Jamari, who is whistled on the floor, and as a foul is whistled on the floor. 5:06 to go, 59-32.
Ready foul number 11, Chipotle.
Reading foul goes on number 11, Jigvoni. Samuel to inbound, goes to Desir on the elbow. Looking to drive, he's contacted and fouled.
Ready foul number 15, shoots. His second foul.
Desir makes the first at the line.
Checking in for Woburn number 24, Olsen.
Matt Olson checking back in for the Tanners. Desir makes both from the free throw line, and here comes some pressure from the Tanners. Able to get by it are the Rockets, and it leads to a missed layup. Waiting for the signal on the out of bounds call, and it looks like Dean will inbound it as the Rockets keep possession. Inside, now goes back outside to shoot, who swings it into the corner. The three is off the mark, rebounded by Desir, who's looking to push it in transition. Goes to Francois, who finishes for two.
There we go. I mean, at this point, I think the main goal right here is just finishing with pride. You know, like playing every possession like it's your last, and just making advantage, making all the plays you can, and just overall, just finish with pride.
Out of bounds whistle. The ball is pointed towards the Rockets. One-on-one, Jack Voney. Now a steal by Francois, who's looking to push the pace again. Goes right to the hoop, no good. Rebounded, and a pass into no man's land, an easy layup
Ready basket number 10,
for number 10,
Brady Kimonos.
Brady Kimonos. And Samuel with a nice fake, leading to his own layup on the other end.
Yeah, Reading eclipsing 60 points with that last shot from Brady.
Dean now, guarded by Francois. Cooper Dean goes outside to Kimonos again. And shoot! Drives in, but it's an offensive foul, it looks like. And shoot will pick up the offensive foul. And Samuel inbounds it to Francois. O'Brien fakes the three on the elbow, drives in, can't finish, gets his own, and gets fouled on the second attempt, and he'll go to the line for two.
Ready foul number 25, Peterson, his first foul.
Number 25, Peterson, picks up the foul.
Checking in for Woburn number 10, Chiodo. In for Reading number 5, Ontario.
Once again, as mentioned at the top of the show, tonight is a doubleheader. The girls of Woburn will also take on the Reading Rockets. Excuse me for the pause. Into the corner it goes. Ball deflected, and it's a nice steal by Chiodo, who's looking to push the pace. And it leads to a layup on the other end.
Yeah, nice way of taking advantage of that and go all the way to the rim, fast pace, getting the points there.
Tanners get it back to 20 with 2.5 minutes to go. Monterio swings it for to Menos. Now it goes back inside to Monterio, but the ball is stolen away by Covino. Or rather, O'Brien got it to Altman, or Chiodo, who misses the three on the other end. Loose ball. Nice defense there by the Tanners and Francois. I'm away with it. No. But it will result in a 5-second violation. 10-second violation, excuse me. And Don Caffarella checks into the game for the first time tonight with just under 2 minutes to go.
I think the Woburn Tanners could have used him much more early on in this game, but it's good to see Dom out there competing, getting his minutes in.
Desir will inbound. It goes to Francois. Let's see if they get the ball inside to Big Dom. They will go right to him. Working through a double team, getting the ball up high, and finishes for two.
There we go, Dominic. Putting an instant impact as soon as he hits the floor.
Good to see Dom getting back on the score sheet after working through that injury most recently in the season, but good to see him back out on the floor. As Francois gets the basket there, and we have another timeout with 1:34 left to go.
I think that's like the first time I've seen Coach White stand up in this entire second half. Every time I see the ball on that side of the court, I notice him just sitting there, and I don't know what, I think he's trying to think about some different adjustments or different things, but overall, just like not too good of a performance from his team tonight. He's gonna take whatever he can from this game and move on to the next, and just overall at this point, we're just trying to finish with pride and overall see what he can do with this other bench players. Probably don't get as much minutes, and see what they can do on a varsity court. But yeah, I know Coach White probably not feeling the best right now.
Good to see, as we said earlier, good to see Dom Caffarella back out onto the floor. It'll be interesting to see if he performs well in these last 134, to see if the Tanners will begin to utilize him and maybe have some size advantages in the remaining games, depending on the opponent, as Jack Boney gets it back. Now Monterio swings it for number 25, Peterson. Monterio, now nice ball movement here by the Reading Rockets, but again, some nice defense by Francois, which is where he continues to stand out. Monterio on the elbow, under 10 to go on the shot clock, 5. Lowering his head was the ball handler, but a whistle with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Woburn foul number 33, Caffarella.
Caffarella picks up the foul. Goes inside to Peterson, back out. Shoot now with under a minute to go. And another whistle. This foul will go on Francois.
Woburn foul number 22, Francois, his first foul.
Jack Voney now on the wing, now goes into the corner. Shoot comes out to the top of the key. Francois with some more nice defense on the elbow. Ball goes out of bounds, 33.6 on the clock. Nice move there as Caffarella handles the ball, goes back out to Francois. Francois diving to the floor, and a jump ball. 26.2 on the clock. And the Rockets will take possession. Ball goes out to shoot. Who is immediately double teamed, and Chiodo takes it away, driving to the hoop. Can't finish, but a foul. 16.5 to go on the clock. Chiodo will
Ready foul
head to the
number 11,
line.
Jacoby, his second foul. 2 shots for Chiodo.
Chiodo misses the first from the free throw line. Chiodo was able to rattle home the second one. And Kimonos looking to get it in. Goes out to Peterson. Desir still trying to bring the press as we go under 10 seconds remaining in this game. Kimonos holding the ball. Still some tight defense by the Tanners. Kimonos able to get into the paint, and he will dribble out the remainder of the clock. And your final score in the first half of our doubleheader, 61-46. The Reading Rockets will come away with this victory, bringing their record up to 11-3, and the Tanners will drop to 1-13, still searching for that elusive second win on the year.
Yeah,
And the Rockets will solidify their spot in the top 10 of the Division II basketball rankings.
yeah, very good, solid showing from Reading all around. I can't think of any, I hate to say poor, but I think there's no other better word to describe how Woburn played tonight. They had something going just for a couple of minutes in the first quarter, but ultimately just nothing, just got nothing going on their side, offensively and defensively. Lots of mistakes, lots of turnovers, a lot of things to fix, and they're going to have to finish the season with, just like I said, not just the game, but with the season with pride, and ultimately figure out ways. They have a lot of young players, and they're going to come back, and they're going to understand that they're going to have their eyes set on some bigger goals, and ultimately just not a great performance from them tonight. Reading, on the other hand, played a complete game, dynamic play between everyone, great chemistry and ball distribution and scoring when they needed to. Pretty sound victory for them tonight. Otherwise, just, yeah, it was one of those games, Joey.
Hayes Littlefield and Shea Donahue, the top two stars for the Rockets in this one. Littlefield comes away with the double-double in points and rebounds, and once again, they'll extend their record to 11-3. We will take a break here on WPMC as we wait for the second half of our doubleheader action between the girls of Woburn and Reading coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll
All right, testing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back inside the Woburn Public Media Center studios. Now alongside Zeke Altman, I am Joey Matroni. Hadi Bilal will be down courtside as the third member of our crew. We get you set for the second half of our doubleheader action between the 10-2 Woburn Memorial Tanners and the 8-3 Reading Rockets. The Lady Rockets come into today's game in the top 10 at number 10 of Division 2. Recently, the Lady Tanners have dropped down to number 4 in Division 1, but they have continued to dominate the Middlesex League, and they showed that again with a 71-38 win over Melrose earlier this week.
Yeah, Joey, and this Reading team that they're playing, they're not one to be screwed around with. I mean, led by Molly Tran and Brooke Polpe, a name we heard a lot last year. Seems to be two of the most consistent leading scorers they have. It's going to be a test for some of the defenders on Woburn, like Riley Morgan, Jalen Cunniff, Jasmine Morgan, and some of the other girls that lead our star-studded Lady Tanners. Joey?
Zeke, I'm glad that you mentioned Riley Morgan and Jalen Cunniff, because not only do they make that impact on the defensive side of the ball rather, but the Tanners have more of a success when they're also contributing on offense. In the 78-31 win, the tandem of Cunniff and Morgan scored 8 points each, which is something that the Tanners could have used, for example, in that earlier Sunday loss against Bishop Feen.
Yeah, 100%, Joey. You know, the Tanners, they needed some more scoring against Bishop Feen. They were playing good defense at times, stopping players like Madeline Steele, but they have to be more consistent on that end. But we'll send it to home court for the Star Spangled Banner and our starting lineups.
Number 24, Charlotte Robichaud. Number 32, Abby Strong. And number 25, Captain Brooke Polpe. And now, introducing the starting lineup for the Tanners. Number 22, Brooke Angelo. Number 1, McKenna Morrison. Number 31, Shannon McCarthy. Number 13, Jalen Cunniff. And number 15, Captain Riley Morgan. Would everyone now please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back inside the WPMC studios as we are just about set and ready to go once again to start this ball game with two strong teams going up against each other. The Tanners look to continue their dominance in the Middlesex League, whereas the Rockets look to solidify their spot in the top 10 of Division 2.
Yeah, Reading come into Woburn today, and they're thinking, we're 8-3, and this is our first time being able to play this Woburn team that hasn't lost in the Middlesex League all season long. They're looking to come in here and make a statement. Let's see how Woburn can tend to that and continue their dominance.
We are ready for the jump, and we are underway again. McCarthy taps it to herself and a whistle.
Yeah. Before that foul call, I would like to highlight some of Reading's starters: Emma Moore and Charlotte Robichaud, a freshman and a sophomore. These girls are young and they're ready to play. They've come in energy and they've come in with desire to win.
Ball goes into the elbow, now back out. The drive is shut off into the corner. Now onto the other elbow. That's 24 Robichaud, who swings it for number 11 Trahan. Loose ball now guarded by Morgan is number 25 Strong. Back out, the three is put up, and it's good. 25 Brooke Polpy, and that's the first points of the game for the Rockets. As Tuzolo looks to answer, no good.
Gotta be careful. The Woburn have come out slow a couple times this season. We even saw that last year a couple times with that team led by Labissiere. Gotta be careful now as they're down 3-0 to start this one.
Mid-range jumper is off the mark. Tuzolo looking to push it into the corner. It goes for Cuniff. Morgan trying to work the post. Cuniff thought about the three, instead drives in. Out to Tuzolo on the mid-range. You bet.
Beautiful stroke by Brooke Tuzolo there to find herself in the corner, have the confidence to take a three this early in the game, as they'll call it a two, but having confidence to take a shot from deep. Great shot by Tuzolo there.
Polpy out at the top of the key. She had 32 points in a loss against Lexington earlier on in this season. She'll pull up for the jumper, and it's good.
Yeah, great play design from head coach Emily Goodhue with the screen from Abby Strong, opening up the Reading player to hit the mid-range jump shot pretty well.
McCarthy looking for the angle, goes out to Cuniff. The reverse layup is high off the glass, no good. Trahan, guarded by Cuniff, swung out top of the key near the volleyball line. Now a screen comes inside. McCarthy knocks it loose and Morgan takes it away. She's got Shannon running with her. Shannon now driving in, can't finish at the rim.
Yeah, looked like she lost her balance there going to the rim. Heavy dose of momentum there, but here comes Reading.
Strong pulls up for three, no good. Rebound Cuniff, and she'll push it in transition. Gets to Riley Morgan, who stops inside the elbow. Back out to McCarthy. Cuniff now will take a three. No good as it rattles out. Tuzolo, nice positioning for the rebound, but is rejected on the putback.
That's a sign of Woburn basketball right there, to get the offensive rebound, try to get that second chance point. Didn't prevail there, but in the future, it's surely a potential thing that can help Woburn win this game, and it's helped them in the past.
Robichaud works a handoff back to Trahan, who pulls up and nails the jumper.
Wow, Trahan, couple of dribble moves, step back, splash. That's just impressive from the junior guard from Reading.
McKenna Morrison will set it up going back. They swing all the way back to McKenna now. McCarthy inside, through a couple defenders, no good. Offensive board again. This time the reverse is good by Tuzolo.
What did I say a couple seconds ago? It didn't prevail that time, but in the future it would. There's Brooke Tuzolo with her second offensive rebound, getting a nice bucket there. She's really been one of the better rebounders for Woburn.
Top of the key, Trahan. Screen comes from number 1 Moore. Shot no good. Tuzolo gets another rebound. That's her third early rebound as Morrison pushing the pace inside. Morgan, extra pass Cuniff. Outside Tuzolo for three. No good.
Woburn struggling from deep so far in this one, but Brooke Tuzolo hasn't.
Reading looked to answer on the three, missed everything. Morgan running in transition in the post. Stepped on the line, out of bounds. Reading basketball.
Checking in for Reading, number 13, DeRosa. For Woburn, number 12, Hayden McCarthy. Number 44, Riley.
Morgan subbed out by the McCarthy twins here, and Jasmine Morgan also checking into the game, making their first appearances tonight.
Rockets pushing the pace here up the court. Layup goes up, no good. A fight for the basketball. 3 Tanners there. Shannon McCarthy from her knees gets it up ahead. Now Morrison finds Kaylee McCarthy. Back to Shannon on the elbow, who will pull up and nail the three.
Shannon McCarthy, I mean, we question, is this going to be a consistent thing? Shannon McCarthy drilling threes all year long, and it's led to be. She is shooting well from beyond the arc this season.
Robichaud finds Moore driving in, back out now. Robichaud takes it, no good, rebounded by Kaylee McCarthy. Off the hands of Jasmine Morgan, a nice save attempt there by Riley McCarthy, but they'll rule it out of bounds.
Great look by Kaylee McCarthy to find Morgan. Morgan just couldn't handle the ball. And I want to highlight Shannon McCarthy a little more because we know she's a great player. And what do great players do to become excellent players? Find their weaknesses, be accountable for those weaknesses, and capitalize on those weaknesses. And Shannon McCarthy obviously has went to the gym, taken three-point shots, practiced those three-point shots, and it's very evident right now.
Tanners play some nice defense on that inbound play, and it forces a turnover. McKenna Morrison will be the one to trigger the inbound. Usually that's something we see Jalen Cuniff take the responsibility of. This time she sets a nice screen, leaving an open lane for Kaylee McCarthy. No good, rebounded by Morgan, and a foul on the floor.
Yeah, Kaylee McCarthy going for the Kareem-style left hook, but Morgan gets the rebound, and Woburn retain possession.
Riley Morgan this time will be the one to inbound over the head, looking inside. Now goes outside to McKenna Morrison. Driving in, ball loose, and a takeaway there by the Reading Rockets going the other way.
Yeah, Morrison seems to struggle at the start tonight. She obviously didn't have the greatest game against Bishop Fian, but she responded against Melrose. Got to keep that going tonight.
Robichaud in the corner. Outside to number 13, that is Caitlin DeRosa. As the shot goes up and misses everything, Cuniff comes away with the rebound. Morrison now, pass to McCarthy, back to Morrison, will take a three. Too strong. Rebounded by the Rockets, and down the lane comes Polpy. Driving in, stops the free throw line. Looking for somewhere to go with the basketball outside. Back to Polpy now. Strong pulls up for three. No good. And a nice rebound by Riley Morgan.
Yeah, it's been chippy so far, Joey. A lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of scrappy play, but not a lot of scoring in this one as both teams continue to play good defense.
Kaylee McCarthy's shot goes off the back of the rim, no good. And Polpy will look to go one-on-one with Cuniff. Now going inside to Moore. Moore left wide open. Takes her time, can't bank in a triple. And a whistle.
Woburn foul number 1, Morris, her first foul. Checking in for Woburn, number 22, Tuzolo, 14, Iati, 5.
Like we keep saying, Coach Sullivan making those quick substitutions, getting freshman Alina Ianian in for the first time tonight. Riley Morgan also checks back into the game.
A whistle And an illegal screen is the call.
Foul number 32, Strong, our first foul.
Now back the other way comes the Tanners, and it'll be Riley Morgan who finds McCarthy again. 3 no good, rebounded by the Rockets. Trahan takes the 3, and it almost rattles in. Instead, Morgan comes away with the rebound and looks to push it up court. McCarthy on the top of the key again. Now looking to impose her will on the inside. Extra pass, Morgan. A nice finish for 2.
Yeah, great feed from Woburn there and a good finish by Jasmine Morgan. Woburn really haven't been pushing the pace well, but that's a really good half-court possession for them.
Popey floats it up off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Tuzolo. 4 first quarter rebounds.
14
Brooke.
seconds.
Tuzolo now on the drive, back out. Riley Morgan using the screen, top of the key, swings it for Jasmine Morgan. 3-2, Morgan has to hoist it. Can't get it to go, and that is how the first quarter will end. Some nice defense there to end the quarter from both sides, as it's a low-scoring first quarter, 9-7, as we'll go down to the third member of our crew, Hadi Bilal. Hadi, we saw some great shot making to start the quarter, but what did you see in terms of changes on defense as we went into that last half of the first quarter?
Yeah, just as you said, as I kind of heard Coach Sullivan speak about, they are a fast offense and how you got to stay on top of them, and they're playing fast so far. We saw, I know Zeke mentioned earlier about how the Woburn team starts kind of slow sometimes. They happen to have that happen last year a few times, but they're finding their way. They ended up tying the game, almost got the lead here at the end of the first quarter. But overall, they are expecting Reading to be a fast team, and that's exactly what Coach Sullivan had in mind, how he plays his defense, and that's what he has in plan.
Yeah, Hadi, just a quick question for you. This tempo has been slow so far in this game. How do Woburn fix that?
Yeah, overall, I think you just got to bring your players right where they need to be in this different situations. I think athletically, you got to be more physical, just as Coach Sullivan really appreciates throughout the season, being physical. Try to stifle their offense in any ways possible. That's probably what Coach Sullivan's going to be preaching to the team here.
A slow start isn't something that's really going to discourage this team very easily, as we're out of the quarter break and ready to go once again. 9-7 your score. Scoring leaders early, Brooke Tuzolo with 4 points and 4 rebounds for Woburn, and Opie with 5 points leading the Rockets. Charlotte Robichaud with a dribble handoff to Molly Trahan. Pass is deflected inside. Riley Morgan almost had it. Instead it goes out to Moore, who gets it back to Strong. Strong working the ball back to Robichaud. Popey now working one-on-one against Kaylee McCarthy. Floater no good, gets her own board. Back all the way outside. The 3 goes up, high arcing, and short of the rim, rebounded by Riley Morgan.
Yeah, an incredible defensive possession out of the break there from Woburn, taking the Rockets all the way to the end of the clock and forcing a terrible shot.
McKenna Morrison tries a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Reading. But some nice defense there by Jalen Cuniff leads to a Riley Morgan steal. Back to Cuniff for 3. No good. Another offensive rebound. Morrison tries another 3. No good.
Woburn continue their drought from long range, as that's what's keeping this game close.
Polpey once again slowing it down, looking to go one-on-one with number 25, Brooke Polpey.
Yeah, I think the difference in this game is I think Woburn are getting great shots, not hitting them. Reading are getting tough shots and just prevailing and shooting it over them.
Inside, Moore floats it up with the left, and she's got it for 2.
That's one of the examples, Joe. I mean, that's a tough shot she hits there and ties up the game. They haven't gotten many open looks.
Morrison now goes into the corner again. Cuniff tries again. No good. Rebounded by McCarthy. She'll back it out to Shannon in the post. Swinging to that left. No good. Another rebound by Redding.
Yeah, McCarthy's great one-on-one, but there she had 2 or 3 girls on her. Maybe the option was to kick it out there for a wide-open 3.
Tied up at 9 with 5:46 and counting to go in the second quarter. Nice movement there by the Reading Rockets. No good. Rebounded by Morrison, who is looking to reset. Goes with an outlet pass to McCarthy, who finds Morrigan. No good. And Popey coming back the other way. Can't go through all of the defense herself as Riley Morgan gets a steal from behind. Morrison, extra pass. It finds Cuniff on the mid-range. No good. Pass was intended for McCarthy, but went off her hand right to Jalen. Shot didn't go.
This game's moving quick, but not many points to offer as head coach Emily Goodhue, varsity coach Kara Milillo calls a timeout for Reading.
Woburn has taken 11 threes up to this point in the game, only been able to make 1.
Yeah, it hasn't been clicking for Woburn. I mean, they've been playing good offense. They've been getting those open shots, but it's been stressful at times for Woburn.
We'll go back down to the third member of our crew, Hadi Bilal. What kind of differences do you think need to be changed in terms of offenses for both teams as the energy does seem high, as both teams moving fast, but the points don't match that?
Yeah, no, definitely, Joey. This is one of those classic Middlesex League rivalries that they're intense every single time both these teams play, no matter what the sport. What's happening right on the court? I mean, they're both playing fast-paced. Woburn expecting this fast-paced offense from Reading and adjusting accordingly. Reading also probably did their scouting as well and doing their job on that part. But overall, like what Zeke said earlier, these shots haven't really been hitting from deep. Usually they're a little better than that beyond the arc, but overall, the ball movement has been all pretty good. The distribution's been pretty good on both sides of the ball, but it's going to be a matter of who's going to be playing more physical, I think, in the second quarter, rest of the half.
Physicality is always something for the Tanners that revolves around Shannon McCarthy, so we'll see if she can get going as we move along in this ball game.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with Hadi here. And, you know, this is a test of how good this team really is. I mean, they beat Belmont in a close one, in a game winner by Brooke Tuzlo. That's a tough team. As a traveling violation goes on the Rockets, but this Reading team's a great team, top 10 in Division II. Can Woburn take control of business here when they're actually not playing well, not hitting their shots? Can they prove that they're a good team by getting it done when they're not playing their best?
Jasmine Morgan gets the ball here, a dribble handoff to going inside to Ayenya, now back out to Amari Williams, who's in for the first time tonight. Jasmine Morgan in the corner, jab step screen from Morrison. Handoff to Tuzolo. Outside Williams. Under 5 seconds to go, need to fire one up. Morrison rattles it home off the front of the rim.
Can that give McKenna Morrison confidence for the rest of the game? Just a soft touch to drop it in there with the backspin. Very impressive.
Sometimes all you need is one to really get going. As Jasmine Morgan able to get into the passing lane and cannot finish the play.
Shows how feisty this team is on defense, Joey. They'll get at anything. Shane McCarthy and Riley Morgan check back into this one.
Underneath the basket inbound for the Reading Rockets as it goes to Moore. Little miscommunication on the dribble handoff. Trahan will be guarded up by Morrison. Nice spin move there by Molly to get away from the defender. Now Moore will hoist the three, no good. And McCarthy, of course, comes away with the rebound. Morrison driving right in, slicing through the defense. Shot no good. Jasmine Morgan guarding the ball handler here. That's number 25, Brooke Polpe. Knocked loose. Back into a double team goes Polpe. Has to get rid of the ball. Now sets a screen for Robichaud. Out into the elbow for three. And it's knocked down by the Rockets for the lead.
Beautiful step back from Robichaud. This Rockets team is hitting tough shot after tough shot. You can tell they want this game. And like I said at the top of the show, they're in this to prove everyone wrong.
Rockets take the lead with that one as Tuzolo's shots off the mark. But a nice follow by Morrison to take back the lead.
Yeah, that's nifty, Joey. Getting the rebound, using your shoulder to get under the defender and putting that back up and in. Great play from McKenna Morrison there as she gets up to 4 points on the night.
Robichaud, pull up by Polpe is good. Coach Sullivan not happy with that defense on that last possession, and he'll call a timeout to fix those issues. Your score 14-13 with 2:37 remaining in the first half. Interesting to see what Coach Sullivan has to say in this huddle right now.
Yeah, Joe, it was just too easy coming off the screen. I mean, Polpe hit that jump shot. She had the screener right in her face, but Woburn didn't want to jump out, didn't want to blast at the player. And Polpe said, "You're going to give me a wide open jump shot. I'm one of the best players in the Middlesex League. I'm going to knock it down," and that's what she did.
Hadi, you talked about earlier, as you mentioned earlier, the physicality. I think we saw that on some of the screens set by the Reading Rockets in those last few possessions. What can you speak on in terms of the improvements physically?
Yeah, I think both teams really going at it physically. I think Zeke mentioned they both come in, they both want to win this game. It's very apparent both want to win this game. This is a Middlesex League matchup, obviously, even though the record's been out, reflect both teams. Both teams want it very badly, and it's going to be up to usually that factor right now between these two teams who are very disciplined at this current moment. Of course, Coach Sullivan was a little disappointed in the defense in the last possession, but overall, I'm pretty sure he's happy about how he's been playing discipline-wise in ball distribution, but overall, it's going to be a close one for the rest of the game.
Caitlin McCarthy floats one up, and it's good to give the Tanners back the lead once again, and a nice play out of the timeout by Coach Sullivan.
Yeah, leave it to Coach Sullivan to cook up something nice and let the Tanners go eat.
Polpe backs it out, guarded by Cuniff. The drive inside goes back out to Robichaud. That was Trahan who found Robichaud. Under 10 seconds to go. Morrison hits the deck, ball loose again. Nice moves by Robichaud, leading to a deep shot, rebounded by McCarthy.
Once again, Joey, that's 2 in the last 5 possessions of the Tanners, taking them down to the bell.
Tuzolo swings it back to Morrison. Keely McCarthy floating it up to her cousin Shannon. Loose ball, and Reading takes it away. McCarthy looks to be a little bit shaken up on the other end of the floor. And a whistle for the injury timeout. Coach Sullivan immediately on the floor wanting to check on Shannon. Hopefully she's okay, as we know how much of an impact she can have on any given game.
Oh yeah, I mean, Shannon McCarthy's injured. You got playoffs. You sit her out as long as possible, as long as you need. So you've got to be as cautious as possible with one of your best players right now.
But for now, we'll take a break and be back with you after the injury timeout here on WPMC. Woburn up by 1, 15-14. Back after the timeout, Brooke Tuzolo and Alita Ayenyen checking in. Good to see Shannon McCarthy able to get off the court under her own power. We'll see if she is back into the game at all, as the layup's no good. And a whistle and a foul going against Reading.
Yeah, Kaylee McCarthy got whacked in the head there. Good to see her get up.
Foul going number 1, Emma Moore. That's her first foul.
Yeah, Joey, this is a big spot here for the Tanners. No Morrison or McCarthy in the game. Who can step up and score the basketball right now?
Last game against Melrose, it was a combination of Cuniff and Morgan scoring 8 points each. Cuniff has it here, swings it for Kaylee McCarthy. Morgan in the corner for three. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Moore. Robichaud looking to drive. A nice spin move. Pulling up and got it.
Robichaud, wow, the crossover to the spin move to the jump shot.
Ayenya drives right to the basket and gets denied by Moore on the other end.
Yeah, looked a little hesitant by Ayeni as she was trying to respond there.
Strong really thought about the three. Instead, decided to slow it down. Goes a dribble handoff to Popey.
Take a look at the clock here.
6 seconds. Popey drives. Shot no good. Tanners have to go fast here if they want a shot. Cuniff has to hoist it short of the rim. And just like that, after a quick burst of energy, the Reading Rockets go into the half with the lead. Your score is 16-15. Hadi, what was the difference in energy in that last little bit from the Reading Rockets?
Yeah, it's like you could tell like they both wanted it even more. I mean, after that Shannon McCarthy injury, I think both teams kind of settled down a little bit, but the physicality is still very much there. That's been the theme of the game so far overall. But I think they're just going to continue in the halftime. Coach Sullivan's going to make his adjustments. He knows he's done this long enough. He knows what he's got to have to do. But overall, just a really tough game, low scoring. It's an exciting watch. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100% Hadi. And Coach Sullivan, we know how skilled he is in the game of basketball, and of course he's going to make those adjustments. Obviously his team down, but I wouldn't expect that to go for long. This team has heart, this team has passion, but like I said, Reading have come in here and tried to make a statement, and they're doing so far at 8-3, looking to improve at 9-3, and they're making their statement tonight, Joe.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Coach Sullivan does make, especially if he's going to be without Shannon McCarthy. But we'll see what happens with that injury as we await the start of the second half. But we'll take a break here on WPMC and be back with a few minutes before to go over some second half thoughts and statistics. the WPMC studios as we are just about set and ready to go, under a minute away from the beginning of the second half of action. Zeke, up to this point, it's been a defensive battle.
Oh man, Joey, it's been rugged, hard basketball. Teams working very hard on defense. 5 turnovers for Woburn and 6 turnovers for Reading. So both teams getting at it on the defensive end, and very aggressive, very strong. It's been something. Hadi, you talked a little bit during the break about McKenna Morrison. What'd you notice?
Yeah, something I noticed about her shot is that the shooting arc was kind of low, and it's really not getting enough air on that to make it a cleaner shot. That's probably the reason why most of her shots are banging off the rim and back down into the court below. Yeah, that's what I've seen from her shot so far, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good observation. Maybe there could be a lot of variables to affect that, whether it be the defense or her confidence level. But I can guarantee you, McKenna Morrison will be back, whether it be this half, next game. But she's got to be. She's such a big part of this team, Joey.
Hadi, you were also down on the court during warm-ups, and we saw Shannon McCarthy warming up as normal, so it seems as if she'll be back, and she is out on the court here.
Yeah, no, that did come as a big relief probably for Coach Sullivan. She looks fine in the layups. Overall, not looking too bad at all. She's out on the court right now, as you can see. But overall, I think the physicality part of the game still is in play here. She's got to be careful because she might still be feeling it a little bit. But otherwise, it's great to see her step up, even in the face of adversity, and go out there and still play.
Morrison tried another line drive 3 that went off the mark. Trahan answers with a 3 of her own to extend the lead for the Rockets.
This is going to be interesting. Also, we talk about the players, but how is Coach Steve Sullivan going to adjust to this run and good shooting that Reading have tonight?
Shannon McCarthy still struggling to get going on the inside, drives in. The pass was a little bit errant, but it gets to Tuzolo. Back to McCarthy in the post, working through a triple team, but it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and if I had to guess, Reading, they watched their film against Bishop Fien and Melrose, and they're looking. McCarthy has been one of the best players for the Tanners and probably the best player against Bishop Fien, and they're looking to double her, not let her get in her groove, because when she gets in her groove, she is a special player, and they're going fast.
McKenna Morrison comes away with the turnover and slows it down a little bit, looking to go outside to McCarthy, but it's another turnover. Polpe with a mid-range jumper, no good. It goes out to Cuniff and shoveled over to Morrison, who gets it to Morgan, who goes outside to Shannon McCarthy. McCarthy guarded by Moore. Slows it down, still looking to get going in the post. Extra pass, layup by Morgan, no good, and rebounded by Moore. And she will toss it up.
Yeah, this running team, it's not like the others. They've got legit, as it's a carrying violation on Reading, but this team from Reading, they've got legit stars on their team. Whether it be Molly Trahan, Brooke Polpe, Charlotte Robichaud, they've got players that can go out there and score points at a high clip, just like the girls like McKenna Morrison, Shannon McCarthy. They can match them, physically wise, scoring wise, and mentally wise.
I mentioned earlier the 32-point game from Brooke Polpe that was also a double-double with 10 rebounds in the loss against Lexington. And a whistle and a backcourt violation going against Cuniff and the Tanners. And also
two odd possessions, Joey.
Also to talk about some more Reading scoring, in back-to-back games they've had a player score 23 points respectively. Polpe tried to swing it for Robichaud, but went too high and out of bounds.
You know, in the last few years, this Woburn Tanners team, where have they been best at? They've been best at getting their runners out in space and finding the general. And McKenna Morrison's the general, finding girls like Riley Morgan, Jasmine Morgan to get shots up as McKenna Morrison tries a floater, airballs it.
We know that this Woburn team can play very well, but playing from behind is not something that they're very used to, as we go to a timeout to continue at that point. They only have 2 losses, of course, both to Bishop Feion, who's arguably one of the best teams in the state. And that only other close game, really, came against Belmont, in which they came away with a 50-48 win.
Yeah, 100%, Joey. And the point I was making before is this team, they aren't playing very well tonight, and they haven't been sticking to what they've been going with in the past few games, like you mentioned, Joey. But tonight, they need to get back to that. They need to get back to playing good defense, causing turnovers, and getting out front in transition. Hadi, tell us a little bit more about the transition game and how that can help tonight.
I mean, we've seen a lot of games of these Woburn Lady Tanners be pretty close in the beginning, but at some point something switches and they start to pull away, and we've seen that very consistently. This time, if it's going to happen this game, it's happening pretty late, and if they want it to happen, they want it to happen, and now is the best time they want that to happen. So usually that switch turns on and they all end up all hitting their shots, but right now they're having some difficulty in some areas of their game, but I think they're going to find a way, overcome their adversity, and make some plays.
Yeah, excellent stuff from Hadi Bilal there. You make a good point. That's a great steal from Morrison.
Morrison goes ahead to Morgan. Back out to McKenna, who swings it all the way out. And the layup is good.
Great move by Kaylee McCarthy. Took the pump fake, Reading player fell for it, and she went in hard with strength and drive for the layup. Great play by Kaylee McCarthy.
McCarthy cuts the lead in half as the ball goes back to Trahan. On the drive, her mid-range jumper is deflected and blocked by McCarthy. And Riley Morgan will take it up with a chance for the Tanners to tie with a 2 and take the lead with a 3. Kaylee McCarthy floats it up with the left. Her shot also gets rejected, and back come the Rockets. Polpe into the wing for Robichaud, whose shot's no good.
Yeah, Reading need to cool down somehow as Woburn try to go in transition there, fail.
Polpe now to go one-on-one with Morgan, rather go back to Robichaud for 3, and that one's good.
Robichaud has been on one tonight. That's up to 8 points.
8 points as McCarthy tries to answer, gets another shot rejected, but it'll go out of bounds. And the Tanners keep it, and some substitutions. Riley McCarthy, Jalen Cuniff, Brooke Tuzelo also in. DeRosa into the game for the Rockets as it goes to Cuniff. McCarthy pulls for 3 and nails the shot.
Yeah, Riley McCarthy comes in for her twin sister, Kaylee McCarthy. Kaylee McCarthy with that good drive a couple minutes ago. And there comes Riley McCarthy to hit a big 3 that could change something in this game, maybe.
Here comes a possible momentum swing for the Tanners as the mid-range jumper is no good.
Morrison
by
just
Morrison.
struggling. She's just struggling to get something going for her. She's trying everything. Quick jumpers, drives to the rim as Riley McCarthy hits the deck.
As the 3-pointer misses everything over the basket. Riley McCarthy tries another 3, and that is 2 in a row for number 44.
Riley McCarthy, could she be the shooting touch that the Tanners need in this one?
Onto the wing for Moore. An open 3 for Polpe, and that's one from long range that goes down.
Wow, it's the answer. It's the answer there from Polpe. That was impressive. You see 2 demoralizing 3s on the other end, and Polpe said, I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to hit a 3 in this one.
Cuniff tries to answer, too strong off the back of the rim and rebounded by Trahan near the Woburn student section. Jasmine Morgan picks up the foul, and Riley Morgan will check in for Jasmine. Polpe to inbound the basketball, goes out to Moore, who's looking to turn on the break here. Paulpe drives in, going up with the right hand, no good. Loose ball, Moore gets the rebound, gets fouled on the way up, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Reading continue to answer on the other end.
Riley McCarthy will pick up her first foul of the ball game, and Moore will go to the line. Shot no good on the first one. Moore misses both from the line. That one was hard off the back of the rim.
As the Woburn fan section shows their love for TikTok trends.
Cuniff swings it for Morgan, going back out to McCarthy. Nice ball movement here on this possession. Cuniff thought about the 3, drives it out, goes back to Riley McCarthy. Outside Morgan, couldn't look the ball into her hands, but it's a nice play on the other end to get the ball right back. Riley McCarthy driving in, floats it up off the side of the rim, no good. McCarthy off the side of the rim once again, the side of the backboard rather, once again. And a whistle. On that last catch there by Riley Morgan, it looked like she was thinking about moving forward before she was able to complete the catch, almost like a football play, Zeke.
Oh, 100%. And yeah, she's just playing really tough out there. And
Paulpe on the top of the key. Moore really thought about the 3. Now it goes out to Strong for 3. Too strong off the back of the rim. Ball goes inside. Now back out. Morrison wide open mid-range. Short off the front of the rim. Morgan dives to the floor for the basketball.
yeah, just a scrap battle there in this one shows basically the state of this game so far, as both teams just diving for loose balls, getting offensive, defensive rebounds, just not really putting the ball in the basket, Joey.
Yes, this game really is going to come down to who's going to make more stops on defense, as the offense is not the strong suit tonight. Morrison banks one in off the backboard for the lead.
Yeah, it looked like the running defender just stepped back just a tiny bit, and Morrison said, "Wide open 3, thank you very much," and the bank was open on a Friday night.
Morrison hasn't been able to get the shot to go very much tonight, but that one is absolutely a big one. Paulpe shut down in the paint, goes to Moore. Nice defense by McCarthy, and Morgan comes away with the rebound and gets it right to McKenna Morrison. McCarthy, swing for Morrison. Top of the key. Onto the corner. Riley Morgan inside, extra pass to Jasmine Morgan. Ball loose. McKenna Morrison tracks it down. McCarthy for 3. Got it! Here come the Tanners with some big offense on the last 2 possessions, resulting in 6 points.
Joey, start the McCarthy 3 count. I mean, Shannon has 2, Riley has 2, and it's become an avalanche of 3s from the McCarthy family.
Under 20 seconds to go, Paulpe taking her time with this possession, wanting the last shot of the quarter. Ball loose, nice steal by Morrison, pushes it ahead, Riley Morgan, easy 2.
She wasn't gonna miss that. All the momentum going for the Tanners as the third quarter winds to a close. Wow, Joey, wow.
Shot no good, and the Lady Tanners end the third quarter on an 8-0 run to take a 6-point lead into the fourth quarter. Hottie, what was the increase in energy in that last little bit, not only from the players, but also the crowd, and the students also really got into it on that last little stretch of gameplay?
Yeah, Joey, did I mention the switch? I think that's something like what we just saw out here on the court right here today. I think more specifically would be those back-to-back 3s from McCarthy there, and then Shannon McCarthy hitting her 3s as well. I think that just shifts the momentum just psychologically for both teams, but more and so for Woburn. It's just things like that, and overall just great plays on defense as well, and stopping them even in the last couple seconds here. We saw some great stops there. Just overall, just a bunch of things moving in the direction for Woburn, and that I think just helps spark them and make them play even better than they were just a moment ago. But just overall, a great quarter showing from them, especially in the last few minutes.
Yeah, totally agree, Hadi. And I think there were two moments that helped them get back into this one and take a 6-point lead. Riley McCarthy, she's been the spark off the bench tonight. 2 threes. When a bench player comes in like that and makes a statement, that starts the momentum. And then when your star player in McKenna Morrison comes in, hits a 3 like that, when she hasn't been playing well all night, that's another climax point. And it's shown how Woburn can take that momentum and get back into the game. So it's been great stuff from the Tanners and great stuff for McCarthy and Morrison.
Absolutely, the Tanners grabbed all the momentum going into this fourth quarter, but right away they turn it over. But I was going to say that the Tanners won't only be looking to hold their lead, but they'll also be looking to extend it to make it a more comfortable.
Oh yeah, the way
fourth
Reading has
quarter.
been hitting tough shots, I wouldn't doubt that they can hit tough shots down the stretch. So Woburn got to be cautious, and they've got to keep scoring points here.
Robichaud goes to Moore, now back out to Trahan, who puts a nice move on Morgan and knocks down the mid-range.
That was silky, Joey. Jasmine Morgan defending her, great defender. 2 dribble moves and a jump shot. That was nothing but nylon.
Morrison with a beautiful pass to Kaylee McCarthy and another knockdown mid-range.
Yeah, McCarthy just doesn't miss from the mid-range. We've seen it all season long. She's been great.
Also a beautiful no-look pass by McKenna Morrison to find Kaylee. Now the 3 by Strong is no good.
Strong continues to take 3s here. It seems like she is one of the shooters on this team, but obviously hasn't shown tonight.
Cuniff just inside the corner, gets a screen from McCarthy, backs it out. The 3-pointer rattles out.
6:34 and counting, Joey. The Tanners have to be cautious. Every possession matters from this point on.
Polpy finds Strong, or rather Robichaud. Now it goes back out to Polpy. Step back 3. Too Strong. Rebound McCarthy. 33-27 your score with 6:09 and counting to go as Morrison drops the defender. But layup doesn't go. Polpy the other way. Cross-court pass to Strong. Out to Robichaud, who answers with a 3.
Robichaud's been great all night as she brings her tally to 11 points in this one. And take a look at the scorers table. Here come the substitutions.
Back to a 1-possession game, 33-31, 5:41 rather. As here comes the hockey line substitution. Riley Morgan, Riley McCarthy, Haley Zwicker in for the first time tonight, alongside Alina Yenyen and Brooke Tuzalo. Multiple whistles and another timeout.
Wondering if Coach Sullivan will go back to that lineup after the timeout, because if you take a look at that lineup, it would say no Shannon McCarthy in the game, no McKenna Morrison in the game, and in those spots, it's tough for this team, Joey.
Now, I'll go down to the third member of our crew, Hadi. I mentioned just a little bit earlier how we're back to a 1-possession game. What are you looking for on the Tanners, for the Tanners on defense this final 5:41?
Yeah, I think more or less you specifically kind of look for stopping Robichaud here. I mean, she's been hitting amazing shots, tough shots especially, and essentially she's kind of keeping Reading in the game. It's being a close one right here, but I'd say as Coach Sullivan is to keep an eye on her. And there's been a couple of plays we've seen on this end of the court where there's an open woman in one edge of the court when the rest of the defense was distracted by the ball handler. But otherwise, you see Robichaud tough shots. It's going to be hard. try and stop her, but she's probably the one you need to put an eye on and try to stop her first.
Yeah, Robichaud has been the hot hand tonight. Thank you for that, Hadi. And of course, Hadi's been excellent all night. I took over for him, but was that presentation special today?
Trahan driving the basket right through the defense and an acrobatic finish.
This Reading team is not going away, Joey. They've came all the way to Woburn, have put up a great performance. They're not ending it here.
Zwicker thought about the three, now drives in, slicing through the defense and gets fouled.
Yeah, that's very brave from Haley Zwicker there. I want to highlight she hasn't been in the game all night. A player that has played consistently throughout the season. Maybe her confidence was low after not playing so far tonight, but to come in here, make an impact, getting to the line, it's very impressive from the young junior.
These two free throws big to get the lead back to 3 points as the first one is good. Zwicker makes them both from the line and an immediate substitution here. It's the dynamic duo of McCarthy and Morrison back out onto the floor. Moore goes with the dribble handoff. Now Robichaud, as Hadi mentioned, the person to keep an eye on late into this ball game. Now back to Popey, guarded by Riley McCarthy for the first time. Driving in, back out to Robichaud, nice screen by Popey. Strong, working into the post, back outside. McCarthy comes to answer, Robichaud. Deep three is short and right to the hands of Morrison.
And very quickly, Morrison and McCarthy obviously back in this one, but Zwicker for three.
Just short, offensive board, Riley McCarthy. No good, and a big rebound by Popey. 4:32 and counting to go, still a 3-point game. 35-32, Robichaud. No good, rebound McCarthy.
Yeah, and Tanner's once again, that last possession, 2 wide open looks, and they can't knock him down.
Riley Morgan finds Shannon McCarthy, back to Zwicker. And Zwicker moves it to Riley McCarthy. Shannon McCarthy pulls another three, no good. Huge rebound by Riley Morgan, fighting on the inside, layup doesn't go.
Wow, just a strong rebound from Riley Morgan. So unfortunate that she can't get it to go there.
The three on the other end by Trahan is off the mark, and once again right into the hands of McKenna Morrison. Outlet pass to Morgan, who gets it back to McCarthy for three, and it's the third big three of the ball game for Riley McCarthy. That extends the lead back to 6.
Yeah, and Joey, I talked about Riley McCarthy being the spark off the bench, but boy, she is the star of the game right now.
McKenna Morrison looking to push it again off the miss by Reading. McCarthy, the hot hand, no good. The crowd was ready to erupt if that one went down.
Joey, I think I was ready to erupt if that went down.
Despite all that, it's a foul going against Shannon McCarthy, her first.
2 possession game still, Joey. 2 baskets could change everything. 3:15 left, and rightly so. Head coach Kara Malillo calls a timeout because boy are these next few possessions important in this one.
3:15 is a lot of time in a basketball game, but and of course the deficit's still close.
Yeah, Hadi, and I'm going to go down to Hadi and talk about the next few possessions. How important are they, Hadi?
I know they're super important here because 3:15 is a lot of time in a basketball game, but I wanted to mention how every time Reading started to chip back and make the lead a little smaller and smaller for Woburn, we see Riley McCarthy pull up and do what she does best, and she's been shooting stellar this game so far, and she's been the spark, as you said, Zeke, on this offense so far, and overall just a great, fantastic showing from her. But yeah, with possessions, they really matter in terms of staying calm and making sure you don't force anything, and overall just creating the right opportunities, like I've said many times in the booth. So in this 3:15.
Absolutely, Huddy, and everybody's going to be playing with 110% intensity going into the final 3:15. Now, Zeke, when you take a look at the statistics for this Reading team, it's really been a big three. What can you say about that?
Yeah, and if you take a look at those three, you go look at Molly Tran, the junior, Charlotte Robichaud, the young sophomore, and Brooke Polpe, the impressive senior. Those three have 30 out of 32 points for the Reading Rockets tonight. The only two other points coming from freshman Emma Moore. But it's pretty obvious the three players to stop. Get your three best defenders in there if you're Coach Steve Sullivan, and put them on those three players because they are causing Woburn problems tonight.
Riley Morgan has the assignment on Robichaud and Jalen Cuniff on Polpe. Now over to the wing, going back to Robichaud, leaving a wide open Stella Harrington, who gets it back to Polpe. Trying to move on McCarthy. Swings it back to Harrington, going inside. Through a double team, Polpe floats it up too strong. Rebounded Riley McCarthy, and immediately to Morrison. Riley Morgan on the wing, gets it to Riley McCarthy. Jalen Cuniff thought about the three, now bounce passes it over to McKenna Morrison, who makes a nice move. Now it goes inside to McCarthy, can't finish with the left, and another Reading rebound. Shot goes up by Polpe, rattles in and out. And the foul goes against Reading. That'll be Emma Moore on the foul.
Abby Strong, the only starter without any points right now. And she's been chucking up threes all game and hasn't converted on any.
Morrison into the corner. McCarthy floats it up one-handed. No good. Trahan in the corner. Through the defense, back out to Polpe. 1:37 on the clock. Trahan, nice move, one-legged jump shot, rather, is no good. And a whistle, and a timeout.
Yeah, in the last few possessions, been great defense from Woburn, but on offense, the possessions have been bad. And Coach Sullivan, I have to assume that they're going to talk to their offense and figure out what they can do better to get better shots, because 1:29 left. Like I said, two possessions. 1:29 is a lot of time in a basketball game, and 1:29 easily Reading could score 6 points. They've done it all night.
When you think about it, they haven't been afraid to shoot threes, and that's just two makes in the final 1:29.
Yeah, 100%, Joey. And Hadi, if you were Coach Steve Sullivan, what would you be telling your team right now?
I think it would be more or less just staying calm and do not force anything that you think you'd be doing too much, right? So I'd probably be telling them that there's going to be plenty of opportunities to come, and you just have to wait for that window to open. You don't want to force anything, obviously, unless the shot clock's going down. You have to do something, but you want to wait for something that gives you a high probability of creating points or creating some opportunities for other players on your team. And so that's probably what the main thing is. And overall, like I said, the first point, staying calm. So anything can happen. A lot of things can go wrong. Things can go upside. But if you could just remain calm, you can think better. You can think clearly, and just overall get through the process a little more fluently.
Yeah, and Hadi, real quick, one last question, couple seconds here. What does Reading's bench look like right now? How's the energy?
You know, the Reading bench, I know they're just two possessions with like about 90 seconds left, but they are all sitting down. They all look tense. They all look like what I expected. Both teams are very willing. They both are doing as much as they can to win. You can actually feel that on the sideline, even with teams who are not playing.
Morrison with a big turnover, leading to a Polpe three opportunity off the mark. Saved out to Strong. Polpe again with another chance, 1:11 on the clock. Strong, back out to Polpe, looking for the angle, fires it up. No good, and a big rebound by McCarthy under a minute to go. Out ahead to Morgan. And a whistle. Stop the clock with 49.7 on the clock. Tanner's still up by 6, 38 to 32. It's been a defensive battle all night.
Yeah, Reading look like they're going to go to the foul game now as they try. Of course, they are not in the bonus yet.
Need about 2 more fouls to get there. Morrison goes one-on-one with Robichaud, and she commits the foul.
Now it comes down to 1 more foul and 2 beautiful words in basketball called free throws.
Those free throws going to be massive heading into this last 40 seconds or so. Riley Morgan and another foul called. She'll be the first one to go to the free throw line.
In a position like this, and as a leader like she is, what has to be going through her mind is leadership. She has to, take those 2 shots, drain those 2 shots, and stick it into the defense and say, yeah, you're not beating my team in my gym.
Morgan looking to extend the lead. The first one is off the mark. Reading, we mentioned how they weren't afraid to shoot the threes, shooting at a 25% clip at 4 of 16.
16 is a lot of threes in high school basketball, especially when the games are only 32 minutes. So 3 every 2 minutes for Reading.
Morgan does go 1 of 2, extending the lead to 7, 35 seconds on the clock. Reading needing to push the pace and a whistle. Tanners have multiple fouls to give.
Yeah, I was about to say, Joey, not a bad foul when you have a bunch of fouls to give. For letting your defense reset and find their grasp of the situation.
Out into a 3 opportunity there. Too long, and McCarthy gets it. Under 30 seconds to go. Here comes some press. 24 seconds, and the clock will stop with 23.9. And Morrison will go to the line.
Yeah, and this game seems to be somewhat safe for the Tanners. And like I said before, and like we talked about that Belmont game that they won 2 weeks ago, it comes down to getting it done down the stretch and not focusing on the dismay of your team at the start of the game.
Morrison with some unbelievable shooter's touch on that first free throw, extending the lead to 8. Second one doesn't go, but it starts the clock, and an offensive board by McCarthy back out to Morrison after a pass to Cuniff. Back to Cuniff. Now Riley Morgan, and
it's a legal screen they're going to call, it looks like, on Jalen Cuniff. Riley Morgan took the pass from Cuniff. Cuniff set a screen, it looked like she moved.
ball will go in for Reading with 13.2 on the clock. Cuniff doing everything she can to defend the inbound. It goes out. Robichaud piles on the 3, and it's no good. 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, and Jalen Cuniff will it be able to dribble out the clock, and it's a hard-fought 11th victory of the season for the Woburn Lady Tanners.
Wow, was that tough, Joey? I mean, there was a couple spots there where the fans, us broadcasters, even the players maybe had a little bit of doubt in that one. But I must say the Tanners fought hard in that one, and they show why they are number 1, Joey.
Continue their undefeated record in the Middlesex League, but what I think is most important is it's the sign of a good team when you can struggle this much in a game, and when they struggle this much early on in the game and are still able to come away with a victory, that's the sign of a good team. And that's what I think is going to help the Tanners have success in the playoffs. But then it's always going to come back to those 2 losses against Bishop Fien.
Yeah, the 2 losses against Bishop Fien say a lot, but I think this game says a lot too. And championships matter, and that's exactly what they're going for. And this proves a winning team. This proves a winning team to go out there, but this proves a championship team also to get a tough win at home.
The Tanners improved their record to 11-2 rather, as we said, and the Reading Rockets will drop to 8-4. However, they proved that they can be a really good team.
Yeah, Hadi, and this Reading Rockets team gave them a test tonight, and you could see by that big
We'll
three
be on in a second.
of Molly Tran, Robichaud, and Brooke Pulpy that they could cause problems in the next time the Tanners face them, but also in Division II. We'll have Hadi a little later with head coach Steve Sullivan for an interview, so stick around for that, Joe.
Indeed, and we'll go down to Hadi right now alongside Coach Sullivan. Hadi?
All right, Coach Sullivan, amazing game today from your team. Reading, obviously a great team. It was pretty apparent you guys went through some adversity early in the game. How would you say your girls responded to that?
I thought they really battled, especially in the second half. I mean, defensively we were fine in the first half. We only gave up 16 points. Problem was you only scored 15. I thought we were getting pretty good looks in the first half, but we were kind of rushing shots. We weren't squaring ourselves, and we were a little tight. We weren't just naturally playing. And I think we talked a lot at halftime, just going in, being yourself. I thought Riley McCarthy came in, hit some big shots for us in the second half, and I thought the girls kind of settled down, got a little spurt there, got a little energy, and were able to get a little separation there in that third quarter and fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was about what my second question was. We saw Riley McCarthy hit those amazing threes, and that kind of sparked the rest of the team for how they played the rest of the game. How did you think they responded because of that?
I thought Riley did a great job. She stepped up. She's a shot maker for us. She hits shots. She's working hard. She's trying to become the complete basketball player that we want her to be, and we know she's going to be. So I couldn't be more proud of her. She stepped in, hit big shots for us, and it's going to take a whole team. We talk about it all the time. It's going to take all 17 girls over there and all of our coaching staff for us to win these games. Reading's a very well-coached team. They got great players, and all the credit in the world to our players stepping up and getting a big win.
Yeah, that's right. So next up on the schedule, we have Lexington. What do you think about that matchup?
The Middlesex League teams are good. I mean, Reading came in tonight with 2 losses in the Middlesex League. Lexington has only 2 Middlesex League losses. All these teams are very good. So we know we're going to get every team's best effort. So we got a couple days to get ready for them. We got to get back to work and keep improving and just get ready for Tuesday night.
All right, thank you, Coach Sullivan. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
Back to you, Joey.
Thank you, Hadi, and thank you, Coach Sullivan, for that wonderful interview. As Hadi mentioned earlier, we'll be back on WPMC for doubleheader action against the Lexington Minutemen. It'll be the boys at 5 and the girls once again at 7. And that girls matchup should be intriguing with 2 top 5 teams in the division heading up against each other. But for tonight, that'll do it for us. For our entire crew here on WPMC and Ezekiel Altman, I am Joey Matroni. We are wishing you a happy weekend.